Criminal justice system. The criminal justice system essentially is the system or process in the community by which crimes are investigated and the persons suspected thereof are taken into custody, prosecuted in court, and punished if found guilty. Provisions being made for their correction and rehabilitation. CJS 4 pillars. The adult criminal justice system is comprised of 4 components: the legislation, law enforcement, courts, and corrections. Each of these 4 components is comprised of subcomponents. Furthermore, each component and subcomponent has a specific function. First, legislation. Legislation is the process of or product of enacting or promulgating law by a legislature, parliament, or analogous governing body. Next is law enforcement. Law enforcement is the activity of some members of the government to act in an organized manner to enforce the law by discovering, deterring, rehabilitating, or punishing people who violate the rules and norms governing the society. The term encompasses police, courts, and corrections. The third is court. A court is any person or institution, often as a government institution, with the authority to adjudicate legal disputes between parties and carrying out the administration of justice in civil, criminal, and administrative manners. It in accordance with the rule of law. The fourth is correction. Corrections is one of the imperatives, nay, pillars of criminal justice administration. It is tasked to safekeep and to rehabilitate those convicted by the courts. It is in corrections where the better part, which is the greater duration of a sentenced person as he spends the judicially prescribed penalty. In theory, criminal justice system is integrated apparatus that is concerned with the following: apprehension, to take into custody, arrest by legal warrant or authority. The next is prosecution, refers to the lawyers in a trial who try to prove that a person accused of committing a crime is guilty of that crime. Next is trial, the hearing of statements and the showing of objects, etc. in a law court to judge if a person is guilty of a crime or to decide a case or a legal matter. The next is conviction, the act of deciding officially in a court of law that someone is guilty of a particular crime. The next is sentencing, a legal process where criminal sanctions are authorized and imposed in individual cases following criminal convictions. The next is rehabilitating, to effect the rehabilitation and reintegration of probationers, parolees, pardonees, and first-time minor drug offenders as productive, law-abiding, and socially responsible members of the community. True. Goals of the CJS. First is prevention of crime. Crime prevention is the attempt to reduce and determine crime and criminals. It is applied specifically to efforts made by governments to reduce crime, enforce the law, and maintain criminal justice. The next is the protect members of society against crime. Social protection, as defined by the United Nations Research Institute of Social Development, is concerned with preventing, managing, and overcoming situations that adversely affect people's well-being. The next, number 3, is maintain peace and order is an essential ingredient in maintaining economic development, social order, and political stability. Condition of peace and order facilitates the growth of investments, generates more employment opportunities, and attracts more tourists. The next is suppression of criminality. In a criminal case, most evidence gathered in a violation of the Constitution is inadmissible at trial due to the exclusionary rule. Evidence that has been kept out in this manner is said to be suppressed. The next is review the legality of existing rules and regulations. Rules can be described as the guidelines or instructions of doing something correctly. These are the principles that govern the conduct or behavior of a person in an organization or country. On the other hand, regulations refer to the directives or statute enforced by law in a particular country. The next is rehabilitation and reformation of offenders. The act of bringing back a criminal to such a sense of justice so that he may live in a society without any deterrent to it. The people involved in the system, parties to the criminal case. The first one is accused. Accused is the person who has been arrested for or formally charged with a crime. So these are the persons who are accused of doing something wrong to the society or doing something wrong to other people. Victim or compliant, a person harmed, injured, or killed as a result of crime, accident, or other events in action. These are the victims from the accused. Next is